Oh, let's try it again.
What's happening?
We're good.
Take it from the top.
Yeah, take it from the top.
Good
Why not?
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Attorney Gary Oberst. I'll be the hearing officer today. On my right is John Ducky, whose title now is still the same.
No same thing.
Assistant Deputy Zoning Inspector.
No same thing.
Okay. When I call your matter, you'll come in. I will hear what the city has to say, then I'll hear what you have to say, and then we'll try to work something out. If you have any questions, you can bring them to my attention when your case comes before me. I'll call the first case, which is,
The first matter at hand today is 245 Wilson Avenue.
so that's these people.
And they are here. We have a small contingent here. This one we have had in front of us before, last time October 7th. So I'll give you your previous hearing form there, previous decision form. Yeah.
Okay. And who's here for the property owner?
The property owner is here, Gene DeBruce,
I am Jim DeBoer.
and Mr. Greg Burnett.
Right.
Greg Burnett, who's on the city council. Mr. DeBruce is his constituent. He's been helping him. And I am Abram Heisler, and I represent Mr. DeBruce.
Okay, Mr. DeBruce, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Oh, he's a little hard of hearing. Do you swear to tell the truth? Your testimony is the truth, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna ask you again. Raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth,
Yes,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Thank you. Are you planning to testify?
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, so this here was heard last time. It's the violation is parking within the front setback. And I have on the screen here, and I will share with everybody here and at home what we have for our presentation. So you can just share screens. And we are going to go to, come on now. Where's it? Where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh. Okay, we're gonna hold on to that share screen for 1 second. We're gonna get this open here. And we're gonna do this. This will do share screen. There we go. They're all up there, so I don't know what happened with the share screen. Anyway, technology is supposed to make life easy, right? And that doesn't happen sometimes. There we go. Okay. So this was your previous decision form, hearing officer, which you have in front of you there. And of course, everything is slow today. Can't buy a break seemingly. So this is one where we had the issue of where the driveway at some point was expanded without permits. And this was what the map you're seeing here is, besides crooked, is showing, you can get an idea. The parking space is supposed to be on the left-hand side of the house. And today, as it sits, so it would be right there, yeah, right?
It says one.
Right here, one, correct, yep. And today, we have, this is the current survey, and I have a copy of this here. Pocket size. And so what we have existing today, this dotted line represents the end of the asphalt. Yes.
I don't see the dotted line.
Right here, on yours.
Where's the dotted line? Oh.
Yeah, runs across front.
Gotcha. Okay.
So today, the dotted line here represents the asphalt, and it goes all the way across
Okay,
the front. There's no parking space you can see on the side.
right.
That is the violation, is that there has to be a space on the side. And also, if we go back real quick to the first one, there has to be some landscaping done. Oops, too far. Here we go. Little landscaping done here and
Where?
here. And I believe I may, before we get too far into things here, I may have a photo. There we go. This is a recent one from October 6th. Allow me to flip it here. I'll get it right one day.
Tell me when it's straighter.
I got you. Yep. All right, there you go. Perfect. So,
Okay, so this
Here.
is, when is this photo?
this is from October 6th, 2020.
6th. All right. When was this last hearing?
It was October 7th.
Okay, so that's where it was.
That's where it was, and it still is
Nothing's changed.
today. Nothing has changed. And I think I got one more photo just to, yeah. As you see, the space is not there as required along the side of the house.
Uh-huh.
So the reason this is here is because this was a part of a complaint.
Just wait one
Oh, sorry, go
second.
ahead.
Attorney Heisley, you have any objections to any of these photos?
So basically, and this is just an aerial photo of the area, and this is the property in question. Now, just for the sake of history by way of background, this came in front of us many moons ago, several years ago, as a complaint against both properties, 243 and 245. A long time ago. And basically, 243 remedied their issue. They had a similar issue. 243 is right.
This is 245.
Right.
This is all, it's got a two-family residence.
Right, correct.
Okay.
That's all correct. Yep. And so basically, there was a complaint lodged against both properties. Long story short, 243 after some push did theirs, and we were in the process of taking care of 245,
Right,
and then this thing called COVID hit.
right.
And because of the nature of it, I was letting kind of put on the back burner a little bit because had a lot of things on our plate. And then I got an inquiry by the neighbor who fixed their property next door.
So how come he doesn't have to fix his?
Pretty much, yes. So, and what's the status? What's going on there? Fair question. So, and that's why I brought it back on the 7th of October, and we continued it to discuss options to see what can be done. There's really, just for your information, there's really only two options that could be done here. Is A, restore back to the original plan with the parking space on the side, or admittedly, the topography may be a little tough, and there may be other issues on the property. A variance could be applied for as well. So either one of those two would have to be done.
Okay, so last time we had no show.
It was,
We had
yeah,
a
it was.
request for 1 month, which we granted.
Correct.
Okay, so here we are. Okay, Attorney Heisler, what do you got?
So, Mr. DeBruce did react very quickly to this. He hired the same contractor that was doing the work next door, a person named Ryan Mooney, and he paid him $5,000. He also paid Dennis Delius $1,100 for a survey of the property as well. Mr. Mooney spent a short period of time on the property and claimed that there were drainage pipes there and he would have to modify the project. And it's been stalled since then. I have not been able to reach Mr. Mooney. Every time I have been able to reach him, but every time I talk to him, he makes promises, he's gonna give a proposal, and I've not heard back from him. So,
That's surprising from contractors.
yeah, I know. So, and, I've been representing Gene Pro Bono, because he's an old client of mine, and he is, and Mr. Burnett's here, who's his city councilman, has also been trying to enlist it. So I made a request of, Mr. Burnett's gonna call Mr. Mooney and basically threaten to file a complaint with the Department of Consumer Protection if he doesn't address this right away. Normally, if Mr. DeBruce had some means, I would just have him hire somebody else and sue Mr. Mooney, but he doesn't have the ability to do that. As is, he works as a tailor for Ed Mitchell, and his hours are probably 40% of what they were 6 months ago. So he has the money to finish the job, but just barely.
Can't spend it.
So,
the 5,000 in the meantime.
yeah, exactly. So we would like, and Mr. Mooney, I mean, I have no complaint with his work, and apparently he's satisfied the city with the work he did next door. He has to step up to the plate and stop ducking me on this. But I recognize that it's been some time. The only thing I'll say in mitigation is Mr. DeBruce has owned this property for at least 15 years. Any violations well preceded when he bought the, actually probably 20 years he bought the property.
Yeah, I bought it on 1991.
Yeah, any
You
violations.
know, that's not relevant.
I know, but I'm just saying for mitigation. And he has been making good faith efforts to fix this. I mean, I've been out of the property
I see
several
what you're
times,
saying,
yeah.
that I get.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
So I would request 2 months for us to either to basically get Mr. Mooney on board or filing, if he doesn't come on board, I'm gonna sue him and file a complaint with Department of Consumer Protection. But he's sort of been hiding behind the COVID issue, but he can't.
Everybody is, they got
We
it.
know that, yeah.
Okay, all the excuses they used to have went away, everything
Yeah.
down to one excuse. Right, so in 2 months, you will have something in the order of, or you will have filed some kind of lawsuit.
Either a lawsuit or preferably, I'll get the proposal from Mr. Mooney and file the zoning of it.
I understand that, I'm saying if he doesn't,
If he doesn't, I'm gonna sue him.
but you will have filed,
Yes.
I don't want you to walk in here saying, still,
No, I will file it.
you'll be filed in 2, so something will happen in 2 months.
Yes.
One way or the other. Okay, anybody else want to speak on this matter? Anybody in the-
Am I allowed to make a comment?
Absolutely.
Yes. One of the points that wanted to bring out is the topography of that grass area. It's a very steep incline. And in order to put I'm assuming that the requirement is to put a parking space where that grass area, is that correct?
That's correct. That's
And there's a drainage pipe right on the right-hand side at the end of the boat, and it's an incline. So that means it has to not only it has to be leveled and it has to be a retaining wall.
Right.
That's a tremendous amount of work.
right. And one thing I will agree with there, I was hoping I caught it in the photo there. There is a drain pipe roughly right down here, just out of picture. That is full disclosure. If there is a drainage pipe which cannot be altered or anything like that, that would increasingly help the cause for a variance. Because at one point in history, the reason why we harp back on that parking space is because at one point when the house was originally built, it did have the parking space there. So what logically happened was at some point, the parking space was removed and a drainage line was put in after the construction of the house. That sat for decades. And until the complaint came by, I mean, there's a lot of folks in town that want me to go out there and act like the police, but I don't do that. We got a complaint, and what's there today doesn't jive with what's the current plan. Hence, if we can prove that a parking space physically can't be done there, we just go for a variance, and that helps being able to confirm that a parking space can't go there and that helps immensely for a variance.
So I guess the question is, what kind of information would be needed of Mr. DeVries to present that a parking space cannot go in that area?
I know he has to, Mooney has to write that because of drainage issues, he's not able to, because of the slope of the property and drainage issues, it will be prohibitive to work there, and he's going to propose a workaround.
Right.
Which
And
And by the way, there's a drainage in the front at the end of the boat, and then at the end of the house is another drainage pipe,
right.
which both, I believe, run down the edge here onto the to the street. So
Right.
any construction in that area could possibly damage both drainage pipes.
And that's what would be
right.
presented. And that's what.
All right.
I have one idea. Even Brian had to write the proposal.
Right.
And that's why I took a picture. See where the board is?
Right.
So this is the parking, the garage has a little wall and place over here. So by the board,
Right back.
where you, right there, can you bring this, because in the middle, that grass,
Right,
it is a small, if I go, I mean, I had, the pipe is by my side, even though it is, if I go in the middle, it would not be enough for me because I'm gonna go on the other side. But if I bring the parking under, right there where you are, if I bring that parking under there, so I think it's gonna be enough to get the parking space over there.
right. And
Is
then
that
this,
okay?
right, that's what we would, the thing is, the original plan, it's gonna hinge, what we do is gonna hinge on the drain, again, the drainage issues confirmed, because the plan here shows that there is enough room on the side for a legal parking space, that between your house and the property line.
Just so.
On this one here, on this survey, correct. But that's why if we can confirm the drainage issues, we may be able to get around that.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be important.
I don't know, this is a question you probably don't know. Before me, I would like to know if anyone would own the house before I got it, after they build the house.
Mhm.
Because the original owner, the one who built it, I think they have this kind of design.
They did, yes.
But I don't know if you have a second person bought the house, it change anything there, because myself,
Right.
I never changed anything. I just bought it like this. So,
Okay,
Right.
these are discussions that we don't need here.
Right.
You guys will work this out.
We'll
and
work,
come
yeah,
back.
exactly. Yep.
I'm gonna give you 2 months.
Yes.
We have a calendar.
2 weeks. So that's 1 month. And the 18th there is 2 months. I believe we have that day off. That is Martin Luther King Day. So we would be looking at either the 20th, if we keep the Wednesday pattern, or if we just go full week, it would be the 20th.
January of 2020. Let me just get to January 2021. Okay, so when do you want to go, come in on the Wednesday, the 20th?
If we keep the Wednesday pattern going, that would be the 20th.
Okay, we'll do it on the 27th.
Or we can do that too.
I want to give you an extra week.
We can do
I
that.
appreciate that.
Okay,
At 3 PM?
Yep, and, hopefully it's a little far out, but yeah, I think it would be.
to 27, 1/27, 21 for A, progress, B, legal action, C, variance. Application. Those are your options. You can handle one of those getting done by then.
Yes.
There'll be a fine if none of them are done. Fine if none done. That doesn't read right. This is fine.
Yeah, we want to change that a little bit there.
Monetary fine if nothing. done.
There we go.
In the event of not.
In the event of nothing.
Okay. There you go.
All right, good.
All
Thank you
right.
very much for your
And so we're going
consideration.
we'll just mute the. Okay, we are back. So we're going to skip ahead here to number 30 Lagana Lane. I believe the owner of the property is here. So I am going to allow Joanne in, and let's see if everything works here. Let's see what options do we have here. Joanne, are you there?
Yes.
Can you hear us and see us?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, it works. One step at a time. Okay, so we have, this is 30 Lagana Lane. This is a new item in front of you, Mr. Hearing Officer. And I do have the property owner here up on Zoom. So if you want to read in the swearing in, if you will.
Okay, I'm asking you, are you going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Joanne Pasquarelli.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So let me.
You want me to introduce myself? Robert,
Yes, we have another party. Fantastic. Yes.
how are you?
State your name and connection to the file.
Robert Pasquarelli, Joanne Pasquarelli's husband.
Okay. Mr. Pasquarelli, you going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll proceed. Mr. Hayducky will tell us what's going on, and then I'll hear from you.
Okay, so we're gonna do again, hopefully this share screen will work a little bit better than it did last go around. Let's see, so this is, here we go. And hopefully this works. Yay, okay, we may have something here. All right. Yeah, it's still the last case, but I have them all set up here, so we can go and find 30 Lagana. There we go. Okay. So the nature of this file is it's a notice that was sent to complete a permit, which was issued originally in 2017, and then another permit issued in 2019 to correct an apartment in the basement within a single family residence, a non-permitted apartment. So here's the original applications, and I have them here on the screen as well. The original sign off was from November 15th, 2017. There was an amendment on November 27th, 2017. I'll get into the detail of all that after we go through the housekeeping of notice and how the file got generated. This is the application in June 17th, 2019. And we'll just go through real quick here. So that's the plan associated with the permit, which is right there. There we go. And we have, so this is the owner of record, Joanne Pasquarelli, 81 Delaware Drive, Stratford. That's the tax records. We have the notice of violation sent October 8th, 2020 to the owner of record. There we go.
Sent this one?
October 8th, 2020.
Okay.
And we have the certified mail green card return for the notice of violation from October 21st, 2020. We have the citation, which was sent November 4th, 2020, with today's hearing date on the bottom here. And we have I just have to go 1 second real quick so I can put this on the screen. This is the green card return signed. And obviously we have in attendance the property owner. And so here, and this is the original complaint, which started the whole process back in, let's see, where did it go? Here we go. In 20, my apologies. Try and get it here. Gotta scroll down a bit. Come on. Where's the computer? Just not helping here today. Oh, yeah. Actually, I apologize. It's at the bottom. I apologize, everybody. This is totally on me. This is on me. Now I realize what I did. Here we go. It'll be on there. This is the original complaint file back from 2017, which started the initial enforcement, which triggered the requirement for permits. So, by way of background, the reason that a permit was pulled was because.
Just wait
I'm sorry. Yeah,
One
go ahead.
second.
Yes.
Mrs. Pasquarelli, you've seen all these documents. Is there any objection you have to anything you've seen so far?
Yes, my address is incorrect, 81 Delaware Drive. I live at 30 Lagana Lane.
Okay.
Well, this is what we have on the tax record for the city, which, forgive me if I'm making anybody seasick going back and forth here.
let's see. Here we go. One more. Here we go. So this is what is on record with the city of Norwalk, which is what we are required to send our notices by.
Why would it say you lived in Stratford?
I don't know, because I live here.
Did you ever live in 81 Delaware Drive?
No, you had mail go there.
No, my daughter lives there. And I
Ah,
mail go there maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but not recently.
okay, so this should be corrected.
Yes, that would be friendly advice. I would contact the tax collector and assessor and get that fixed.
Okay, because our tax bills come here.
Yeah, to make sure it gets to the right place. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
That should be these days. I think with COVID, they do a quick phone call and it takes care of that.
Okay.
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 But we're here, so this is but anything other than that, do you have any disagreement with any of the documents which were sent?
No.
So a quick history here, based on the initial complaint, which you have in your hand there, Mr. Hearing Officer. We did an inspection. I did, actually. This was one of my early days as deputy zoning officer. And did an inspection in the basement as the complaint says, and actually it was in that being a converted garage. Here are the photos. Converted garage / basement, pretty typical work. And what we found was a small kitchenette area, and there was no permits for that work to have been done. And I'll scroll through this so we can get this officially on the record here. As you see, my handwriting hasn't gotten any better over the years. So basically, there were two options to remedy this.
One
Oh, sir,
second.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Garage turned in apartment 2004. This was in 17.
That's when we did the inspection, correct? And the
Sounds
initial,
right on it. How only 13 years later?
well, that was on, that's when we got the complaint, was in 2017.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how.
okay, I got you. Okay, and then
Been here a long time.
in 2011, they also had a generator installed.
Right, and that was,
And they extended it that way. All those things had done, but never came to your attention.
right, correct.
Okay,
The
so-
generator and the deck, they fall under Connecticut Statute 8.3 for being grandfathered into their location. So
oh, good.
they actually don't need to take care of that. You know, it's hopefully
Okay, so we only
they
have,
haven't changed since then.
so we only have the apartment issue. Okay.
Correct. So basically there were two remedies to this, which one would be because it is a AAA zone,
Mhm.
the lot meets the requirements and there's more than enough parking on the site to support it, a accessory apartment or an in-law apartment could be permitted. And we actually received plans. I did not copy them here, but they met the minimum requirement, which was 480 square feet for an accessory apartment per zoning. These are zoning requirements. And it contained a bathroom, which is perfectly legal. So there was no issue with us issuing a zoning approval to create an accessory apartment at this location. Then, according to our amendment here, there was a reason that the apartment could not be created. According to this, is due to code enforcement requirements. Now, the building department has safety codes and state codes they have to adhere to. And sometimes, even though zoning will allow the use within a space, the building department says, it's not safe for whatever reason. And sometimes the remedy is just impossible. Some of them, you have to lower the floor, raise the ceiling. So some of them are just impossible. So because of that,
That's not true.
because that we reissued the permit here to remove the cabinetry we saw in the photos and the upper cabinetry and some of the lower cabinets and any of the major appliances, stove, dishwasher, and reduce the sink size. That was kicked back up again in 2019 with this approval signed by one of our officers here, Mr. Baker, that basically the same thing, finish the basement, have a 12 by 12 sink, 4 feet of cabinetry, and cannot be a separate dwelling unit. Premise to be a single family residence. So that's perfectly fine as well. Actually, it could be that. The only thing that would, again, the only thing that has to be removed would be the implements of the kitchen, and everything else could stay exactly the way it is. Per zoning anyway, would be perfectly fine with it. And basically, and this was the plan that was proposed, basically to remove some items here, and it was even cannot be an accessory apartment. So that's where we're at. We need to either get the permit through for a finished basement, and I will also put out there, it can be, even though this was said on the permit up here, it can be rented separately as a rentable, like renting a room, that's perfectly legal as well, because you're allowed up to 3 separate occupants per single family dwelling. So this could be rented out, you just could not have the kitchen implements in there. And last but not least, like I said, that's what we're looking for, is to either get the finished basement permit here closed out as per the conditions, or we could, if feasible, or if there's a miscommunication of some sort, it can be created an accessory apartment. It would just have to make sure that all of our standards and the building department standards are met. And the hearing officer has any questions, I'll be happy to entertain them.
Yes, John. I'm living downstairs. I had a heart transplant and I can't climb stairs.
Okay.
And I'm the one that's staying down there. It's not rented. I live down there.
Okay.
Like I said, I have to have level ground. I had a heart transplant and I can't walk. Can I get this grandfathered in by any chance? And then in September, they said that I'll be able to move around a little better. I could take those cabinets out and do it the right way.
Well, what would have to be done then at that point is this permit here, which actually is from 2019, January. Okay, so it is, what would have to be done, this permit we can label it as expired.
Okay.
And then a new permit would have to be pulled with either it can match this here, this plan.
It would be exactly the same that we drew up.
Right, you can do this, or if you wanted to make any adjustments, propose any adjustments, now's the time.
Okay.
And then we can issue a permit based on that. And then you have 6 months to actually act upon the permit. So what we could do, and you're allowed 1 extension off of that.
Okay.
So therefore, mathematically, let's say we get you a permit, we get you a new permit in December, let's say December 1st.
Okay.
6 months brings you to May, and you can get an extension for 1 more set of 6 months. So that would bring you well into September.
Okay. Now, to make it an accessory apartment, like a room to rent, I still have to do the same thing with the install sink, blah, blah, blah.
No, the accessory, as it sits today with the inspection that I saw, assuming nothing else changed, it can be an accessory apartment. I'm going on what I have here on our permit, that at some point the decision was made, and so for some reason, I can only assume it was because of building code.
Okay.
That it could not be an accessory apartment. Zoning standards, what's down there by zoning, this is a legal accessory apartment. It can't be.
Right, the building department will say no.
If the building department says no for some reason, then the only option we have is to go down to this permit here.
Okay.
And you have to remove the cabinet.
Let me ask you one thing.
Sure.
The field card states it's a 2-family when the house was built. We've been paying taxes on a 2-family.
Right.
How could that get all screwed up?
That I'm going to tell you flat out, and I'm honest with everybody who asked this question, is that the tax assessor goes out, they tax on what they see. They're trying to get as much money as they can.
Okay. How about the field Hard.
Well, what they would do is they would see by their definition that this is an additional unit, whether it's an accessory apartment or in a flat out regular apartment, and they would tax appropriately. For a long time, they didn't check with zoning or building. They wanted to get their cut.
Okay.
So,
Can you grandfather this in for me? Any chance? Being disabled, I might be here for a long time.
Well, the thing is we get the permits in line, you don't need to grandfather it.
Okay.
That's the thing. Right now, none of this is technically permitted. That's the overall issue.
Okay, so get the permit and it'll expire, you said in May, and then if I'm not,
just re-up it. Yep.
go to September.
Right, that'll go May plus 6. That's November. So hopefully by then we can get some movement on it. With the paperwork that we would be getting for a permit, that would eliminate the need for the request for a grandfather clause, because anything that's there can't be made legal.
Can't we
Okay.
a hardship for the money for the permit?
Can I get a hardship for the permit? Because Kova, she's not working, I'm not working.
Well, the permit would only be $110.
I know.
No, that's unfortunately could not wait. That we can't wait, unfortunately.
Okay, well, when can I pull that permit? How much time do I have to get
that? Would be up to the hearing officer.
Okay.
3 hours.
Okay, so how much time you want?
How about 2 months? I could do it?
2 months to pull a hearing permit?
Yeah.
No,
Pardon me?
that's gonna drag this out more. It shouldn't take 2 months. Give me something more reasonable.
Well,
I mean, theoretically, you could do it tomorrow, so.
that the problem is the money. I'm not working. Joanne's not working.
COVID.
We're living on unemployment and COVID. I can't even get out of the house, go grocery shopping. I have to have stuff delivered here. It's a money issue, tell you the truth, sir.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen? Where are you gonna get the money in 2 months that you can't get it now?
Well, I can ask family members after the holidays. I mean, they're all tied up too, you know. How about a month from now?
All right.
What is it, $110?
We'll continue. We'll continue it for a month.
Okay.
Let me make some notes here. We're gonna continue.
I'll have her go down and pull a permit in December, and she'll see John.
Right. Yeah, just see me. I need to just have basically what it would be, just so you're aware. It is because of COVID. It's all done online.
Okay.
We do have. I can email all the information to you guys. Probably I'll do it tomorrow morning when I'm done with my hearings here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, John.
Sure.
Do 1 month. When's 1 month? What's the
1
date?
month would be the 18th, which is a Friday. Unfortunately, it looks like the next week would be Christmas. I have no intention of being here on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
Oh, come on.
So,
Well, with the 23rd, that's not.
you want to have a meeting on the 23rd?
I don't care. I'm just trying to.
You want to? I can do either that or we can
When
do
do you
the
want to? You want to hold it to the 30th? Okay, so that's going to give you continued. So we're really saying 6 weeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the 6 weeks.
All right, 6 weeks to 12/30. That gives you plenty of time. Now, what are your options here?
So the options would be to pull permit for either the accessory apartment or finished basement. So basically, it's pulling a permit, just a matter for which one.
Pull permit. So you will pull a permit by 12/30, end of the year.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
If not, well, okay, so I'm finding you in violation. I'm not finding you now. Continue
Okay.
at 12:30. There will be a fine if nothing has happened.
Okay.
Okay? Fine. If no.
And we could do it and pay it for it online?
Basically, it'll be by phone. So basically, you apply for the permit online, we approve it virtually, and we call you for payment.
Okay, good, John. Thank you.
Anything else? Any questions?
I'm good if the owner is.
Okay.
I appreciate your time, gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come to the hearing, at least virtually here.
Thank you, buddy.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
Yep, take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Unmute, start video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I don't know why I'm saying this, because I don't think there's anybody here at the moment, but that could change.
So we are on to 21 High Street. Our next item.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Jeffrey, last name Dezl, Dezsl.
So, and you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Higuppi
All
first.
right. So I'm gonna try this whole share screen again. Worked well the last time. Let's see what happens this time around. Hey, there we go. Look at this. All right, we got some. You know, let me clear some of these out to make my navigation here a little bit easier. There we go. Okay. So we'll start. Here we go. Look at that, right on it. Can't be down the step. Okay. So we have, this is a brand new one. First time you're hearing this one, Mr. Hearing Officer. And this is the complaints which we received. First one was actually back in December of 2019. And the deputy zoning officer was, deputy zoning inspector was a little busy, I guess. And it required a follow-up complaint, which I have. These are physical copies. And here they are on the screen for everybody's viewing pleasure. This one here, this is the April one. This is the most recent. It's the same thing as the one from 2019 in gist of it. So, so we got, it came in 4/25/2020.
Who's CWAPI?
That is the customer. It's us. Somebody called, and yeah, somebody contacted us, and they generated the. Which, let me see if it's down here. If I can get you the number and everything that's on it. Yeah, so this is so they got it from a device, a handheld device. So somebody's filed a complaint. They wanted to remain anonymous, but we have the long coordinates and the time here, so they can be traced. That's the beauty of it. That's why I like this kind of complaint. I don't like the other one. The other one's not nearly as detailed. So anyway, so basically the long and short, the complaint is a auto repair operation and storage of vehicles. That's basically what we're looking at. So this is a matter of housekeeping for notice purposes. We got the complaint. This is the tax record for the owner of record here at 20 Fresh Meadow, and the owner is Theodore.
Correct.
There we go. And the notice slowly but surely coming up here. The computer just doesn't want to work today. There we go. Okay. So this is the notice of violation sent May 22nd, 2020 to the owner of record on the tax card, tax sheet, I should say. This is the return of service from the mail, from the green card from certified mail.
That's you.
My father, correct. Yes.
And this is citation, wash, rinse, and repeat.
Okay.
That is there. And unfortunately, I do have to go right. Oh, come on, not helping me out here. Because I just got this in. Oops. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Oh, Jesus Louise. This thing's killing me. And we got, now we haven't gotten the green card back as of yet, but the property owner's son, Jeff, reached out to me, indicating that he got got notice of it and was making sure what time today's meeting was, and he's here today. So,
what's your first name, sir?
Jeffrey.
Jeff. Okay.
And so, oh boy, my apologies again, but you have to turn you over so not to keep getting seasick on the screen. Those are all the photos I will be pulling up on the screen for everybody's enjoyment. I will get this right.
It's not cooperating today?
It never cooperates with I run these things through the scanner, and sometimes they come up right, and sometimes they don't. Well, it's really a flip of the coin. It's see. It's bringing it back the whole time. I don't understand why it's doing that either. This is just one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. Next time I'll bring some margaritas or something, take the edge off of all this.
There you go.
Let's see. All right, well, I mean, turning over, so let's have the photos in front of him. I'm just gonna run through it real quick for everybody here. It's actually, they're pretty obvious. So an inspection on April 27th, 2020. A registered vehicle, up close and personal. We have a car that is, these are registered, these two vehicles here. And we have couldn't tell if this one was registered or not. There's no plate on the front. And the food truck was stored adjacent to the house in front of the garage. And we can move, and this is a close up of the food truck.
Right on the front of this one.
What's that?
Right on the front of this one, is that the same?
Yeah, that's the next photo was coming. That's the next one. I didn't have it on the red one. Yes, the red one has always been registered. Let me go down to, so this is a set of photos from 8/20. Yes. 8/20/20. This is a photo just showing I happened to be driving by, saw the food truck was still there. It looked like it was charging. Unfortunately, I caught that out of the corner of my eye, so I didn't pull in. And 9/29, we have the food truck still there. That's storage of a food truck, which is allowed in the industrial 1 zone if there's excess parking. We just can't confirm that at the moment. And we have unregistered car here, car under tarp in front, and there's our food truck again. And that is, and I have one more set of photos here. These are from actually yesterday, 11/17. We have food truck there again. That's pretty obvious. And go down a little bit. We have the van here, which it does appear to have a plate.
It is registered.
It is registered. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so a car under the tarp, and our friendly food truck again. And there again is confirmation of that registered Subaru there. And I guess I got happy with the food truck and I decided to take a close up. So basically, there's two.
1 second.
Sure, go ahead. Yep.
Do you have any objections to any of these photos?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any objections to any of these photos?
No, no, sir.
And basically, so what the violation here is due to the nature of the unregistered vehicles being there.
That's been, and I gotta say,
One at a
go
time.
ahead.
Yeah, we go back.
You go ahead.
You'll get to speak.
And then, so those cars, having that many cars there unregistered in various state of repair, combined with the food truck, we have a couple of violations there. The food truck, while it's an industrial 1 zone, is considered a commercial vehicle for commercial purpose. It's allowed to be there. We just need confirmation that there's excess parking on the property to allow for it. And if there is, great, we allow it, we'll call it a day. If there is not, then the food truck would have to be removed. Lastly, when it comes to the auto repair, we have enough to question that there may be activity there. Now, I have not entered the garage to see if there's any physical, there's anything like a lift or a substantial amount of tools or parts or things of that nature. That could be resolved as well, but I can get in to do an inspection, see what's there. And the reason we're bringing this now instead of April, we just started up with our citations back in September. And this year we had a few other pressing things prior to it, but now we're starting to clear the backlog. So the resolution here would be to either prove that the food truck can be there or remove the food truck, and then either verify if there's any auto repair activity going on there beyond a hobby level. If
there isn't, then we close the file. If there is, then we'll have
We
to.
still have the unregistered cars.
And then the unregistered cars, you're allowed one as in that's every zone in the law. Unless you have a scrapyard, but this isn't a scrapyard.
Okay, let's start with the unregistered cars. How many unregistered cars do you have?
There shouldn't be any. It's been a dumping site for 20 years plus. Usually, once a year, they come through and they pull 2-3 cars out of there. It hasn't happened in the last couple of years because we're being pretty tight on it, but it's been a known dumping site for years. So
People are dumping unregistered cars.
yeah, they just leave them, abandon them, and they're gone. There's been, we've cleaned up our property, and the building next door has started renting their property out. So everybody's pretty much on top of it. So if something gets left there, either they're notified right away or it gets towed out of there right away. But typically there should be no unregistered car. Some of our tenants will bring in a car and then they'll get it registered within a week or so when they buy it. But typically there should be no unregistered
Where's
cars
the
on the
status
property.
now with unregistered cars?
Well, as of yesterday, I believe, feel free. Yeah, as of yesterday, there were no unregistered vehicles, unless this is under a tarp. I could not confirm that, because obviously I couldn't see it. So this van, which was there prior, does have a plate on it. Now that's just what we are looking at there. Keep in mind also, we do not run plates, so the registrations, there is a chance it may be invalid, but typically we don't go that far unless there's it's a dire
So
situation.
maybe we got one because it's but he's allowed to have one.
Right, he's allowed to have one as long as it's in a legal parking space. I'm not going that
Just
far.
staying with the.
Yeah, yeah.
So as far as we know, there's no unregistered cars violation.
At this point, right.
Okay, so we'll just let that slide. Let's talk about the food truck. Do we
That
have parking for that?
Well, listen, so
Sir.
from,
Sir,
go ahead.
you can ask over your nose.
Oh.
Sorry.
The tenant from the day he was moved in there was told not to have, and it's not good for anybody there. So, he has been looking for a place to keep the truck. And I told he says if he doesn't have a place by the 1st of January, he's moving out. So, so that's where we stand with the food truck. So either he's gonna park it somewhere else or he's moving out.
Okay, if he doesn't, you see, you're still responsible.
Well, I understand.
I just wanna
And
check.
we've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with this for almost a year and a half now. So,
Okay, so
it's,
you're gonna have to evict him if he doesn't.
good luck with that these days, but
All right.
whatever, you can attempt to do anything you want, but it just, but like I said, supposedly that's gonna happen by the end of the year.
Okay,
So,
and let's talk about the auto repair. Are you doing auto repair there or what?
no, there's no,
Can we have access to check on that?
sure.
Okay,
so I have your number now. So tomorrow or Friday I can give you a call and we'll arrange a date
Yeah,
to get out there. And I'm just gonna go into the garage and around the structure,
right,
take some photos and make sure what's there is not commercial grade.
that's fine,
And we'll arrange something for either next week or with the holiday the week after.
that's fine.
okay, so here we go. All right, 1, no unregistered car violation at this time. Okay, 2 is food truck to be removed by, you need January 1st, once the
I think we arranged the next hearing with 245 Wilson just now with Attorney Heisler. I think we did that for the 20th, I believe. So we don't want to go that far. There's 6 for the 13th. hearing officer's choice.
So
Those are
this-
that law.
January. So what did we say?
13th.
He wants to have by the 6th. No, I would give him more time because the guy said he's out on the 1st. If he doesn't get out, now he's got to take action. He's
Right.
out. Got no problem. I'll give you to the 20th
Of
January.
January, okay.
For the food truck, right.
Moved by 1/20/21 hearings. So I expect that to be gone. So if he's not out on the 1st, take action.
Okay.
If you have taken court action to evict him or whatever, you probably won't have him out, but you can show me that you've taken the action.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
then I'll give you more time.
I mean, there is plenty of parking. I mean, you know,
mean, that is-
he's given 3. It's just, you know, it's just not a good look for there anyway. So, I'm in total agreement with everybody anyway. So it's just, so we're all on board with the same thing, okay? So it just,
No auto repair. Defendant claims no auto repair. Mr. Kentucky to inspect. And drop that one.
Right.
Okay, continued to, what did I say,
20.
120,
21.
21.
Yeah.
Oral notice. All right, so you have notice right now. The hearing, and let me explain to you, if everything's been resolved before, then just talk to Mr. Hayduck. You won't even have to bother coming back.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And we are very good. And we take off the share screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, nobody showed up, so there you go. Nobody from the outside. So we will pause this. We'll unmute. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have, next item is going to be 80 Broad Street. That's
Sir, state your name for the record.
Christopher Allen,
Mr. Allen, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, let's hear what Mr. Kentucky has to say.
Nobody ever says that. So let's go to share screen real quick. And we'll do this here. And I gotta reduce this down real quick. Like that. And there we go. Okay, so this item has been in front of you before. And this was last here on October 21st, 2020. And at that hearing, oral notice was given for the 11th, but that was Veterans Day. And we sent the additional letter to make sure that we fix that to today. So the matter at hand is property that had a commercial vehicle and parking within the front setback. Oh, here we also have even did another solid. We have a notice of hearing we sent out anyway. Belts and suspenders. So here's the photo from 11/4, and of course it's upside down. Would it be right if it wasn't? All right. So this was on 11/4, and we have 2 commercial vehicles, 1, 2, and the parking within the front setback. Now we'll continue down to the 12th, and we have commercial vehicle removed, and parking is still in the front setback. But it does appear there's some attempt here to throw some hay and seed down to try rectify the issue. I don't think Mother Nature's cooperating too much with that.
That was a waste of $40 in grass
No,
seed
you-
because you can't water anything right now.
Right, exactly. So I believe the last decision that we had, the hearing officer can correct me if I'm wrong, was we had to take care of the commercial vehicle and then we can address the parking in the front setback.
It's an extra vehicle.
Correct.
So that's removed. This is okay?
Yep, that one that he has there on the side is fine.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Well, we still have the parking in the front setback.
Where's that? That's this.
Yeah, it's gotta be,
Well,
we can,
okay.
as your famous saying, we gotta watch the grass grow here. We
Yeah,
gotta,
all right, so we gotta just give you more time to let grass grow. How much time?
Winter coming,
I don't have any idea.
springtime,
you'll
springtime.
always have the option, as a hearing officer, of taking it off the hearing process. I can watch it here, administratively in our office. I can just be by, I'm over in that neck of the woods all the time. And, you know, I can monitor this for a
Let's do
little
that. I
bit.
don't want to drag you back here to see if grass is growing.
There we go.
Okay,
So
so,
here's the form there.
okay, whoops. Okay, so, okay. Well, waiting for grass to grow. Grass to grow. So what do I want to say here?
Removed from hearing process, removed from hearing process.
Okay. Hearing process.
Can monitor administratively.
Straight of monitoring. Okay,
Watch the grass grow.
okay, that's,
As long as something grows by sometime in 2021, I'll be back. You'll be all set.
Plant the grass in April.
Don't worry about it
March,
for
May,
now.
it'll be grown.
Don't worry about it. When
Unless we're still in a water restriction.
Hopefully not, but.
I hope not, but.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do. I'll be, as I told you on the phone, I'm over that neck of the woods all the time. So, yeah, I'll start keeping an eye out in like March, April. And see what happens.
okay, that's great. Good work.
There we go. Fantastic. So,
I'm trying to make it tough for you.
all right, so Chris, you're gonna be the shortest one we'll ever have. We're all set.
Perfect.
So we're gonna
I like
unmute and, all right, we are back on the air. So we do apologize everybody for skipping around the touch here, but we are going to go to 15 Fitch Street, which was number 2 on the agenda for those of us following along. And this item, and again, let me do a quick share screen. Let's see here. We have, this little thing gets so annoying. Okay, so we are at 15 Fitch. So this one was in front of us on October 28th. They were here via phone call conference. This is the violation for having, by our definition, a additional apartment within a single family residence already containing an accessory apartment.
Right.
The actual violation was, and I can scroll down just a little bit here, and I'll show the plan for everybody at home. The issue is, so this here, the plan that's on the screen, is the upstairs, the first level. And what had to be installed was a staircase at some point upstairs in order to create integration with the downstairs unit. And here's the, so if there was no staircase, the area that is adjacent to the accessory apartment would in theory create a separate living space, totally isolated from the rest of the house, which is not permitted. The staircase now creates that integration with the first floor. And as a note,
So even if they never use it.
even if they never use it, right? Correct. If there's a separation, that there has to be something to integrate so that it can never be, hopefully, never become an apartment. The only requirement we are having, other than the actual construction, is this door that they are proposing here between the primary unit and so this is the first floor unit. Here, where the den is, bedroom, the main kitchen, that door cannot have any deadbolt lock, latch locks, key locks, because if that were to happen, all of a sudden, this area becomes separated
Right.
And they have actually their own outdoor egress this way. So that can, if we just let that be whatever it wants to be, it could create a very easily and probably code compliant apartment, just not with our regulations. So that's the gist of what the violation is. The last time we were here, the recommendation was they need to get a permit by today, or else $500 would be out of their pocket. So we have the permit here, which was issued by yours truly just yesterday. Would have been, or on Monday, I should say. Monday? Yeah, Monday. Would have been a little sooner, but we had some technical issues. So the property owner, when paying for the permit, requested, because obviously they couldn't get a building permit in 2 days. That wasn't going to happen. They wanted to request 3 months. I said that wasn't going to happen. I'm okay with extending this 45 days, half of that, to get building permits and the project started. That's well within reason, and accounting for maybe me being a little kind, the holidays coming up.
Well, since no one's here to object, I'm not going to overrule you, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's what
So
we'll
did
do.
I, oh, here it is. Here's the decision form.
Okay, so I have-
Stop sharing here.
So I've got, so the fine, what did I say, would there be a fine?
I'll get these for you.
A $500 fine if permit. If permit, then fine rescinded, so that's for rescinding the fine.
Right.
Okay. So, permit underway.
Well, it is actually issued. We actually issued the zoning.
Permit issued.
Yep.
$500 fine rescinded. Okay. Continued approximately 45 days, which would take us to where?
That would be 45 days. So that would be 1 month would be 4 weeks would be the 18th. So that's about 30 days. Oh, look at that. Spot on to where almost New Year, January 1st. So for hearing wise, the nearest hearing to the 45 days would be January 6th.
To 1/6/21. Okay.
And that would be for pulling a building permit, and a building permit starts the process to physically remedy the violation.
To pull a building permit. Okay. But continued fine. I guess I'll stay with $500 because that seems to have worked.
Right.
$500 if not complied.
Good. That was 15th Fifth Street. We're going to pause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live and on the air. We are on to 32 Adamson Avenue on your scorecards. So this here is a brand new one, kind of a brand new one. This was a reference from our blight office, and I could do a quick share screen if we want. Let me go to share screen. We can go here, and I will do. And I'm hoping my credentials are still saved on here. I'm probably not lucky enough to do that. But this way you can see that there is a blight complaint on this, and it got referred to us via that means. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay. And everybody gets to see what I do on a daily basis to log into my life here. Here we go. And so we'll go 32 tabs. Just take a second to pop in here. I didn't think this would happen to work, so forgive me for kind of going off the kind of off script here, but surprised every now and again what happens. So here we go. So here's the blight complaint from this is the blight complaint from the building department. I don't remember a couple weeks ago, Steve sat here when in our process.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is from him. And they send all these alerts and warning letters to them. And as you know, I can relate to things not getting done quick. He forwarded it to me, I'm getting higher than the top. So let's get rid of that. That's going to slow everything down. And we're going to stop share. Click here. And we're going to, I have to switch this. I'm going to write a nasty letter to Zoom. Here we go. You got to switch out every time you open a new window within the share screen. It is a pain in the rump. Okay, so here we go. Don't know why this is here, but there you go. So this is the tax record for proof of ownership. Marcia Jordan. This is the notice of violation to the owner of record. Scroll down here. Get home. And there's the notice. This is the certified mail return receipt. There we go. And that came to us on October 20th, 2020. And this is the citations for today's hearing. Put the date on the bottom. November 18th, 2020. And we have, not least, the certified mail return green card. So the gist of the vote.
Who is who here? Who signs this?
That is, actually, it's a COVID sign, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It might be the email. They do have the notice here, which they did sign for. And didn't hear anything from the owner when they got this. And did our subsequent inspections. That's why we sent the next one. And we can take it as either, you know, the mailman either did what a lot of them were doing, which nobody likes, or we could take that, well, that's what they're doing. State of Connecticut says that just the delivery of a notice or a citation via certified mail, it does by state statute say that that is adequate notice, that we've done what we could, especially if it matches the city tax records. Because that's where the tax bill goes. So,
You know my feelings.
I understand.
If this second one came back with a similar signature, I'd be more comfortable. I don't really like this. I don't know that anybody got it.
That's true. That's what, just like with the other one as well that we had today, it was the same.
I always accepted these, but now that I know mailmen are just playing games, I'm not comfortable with people getting good notice.
Oh, we could allow for Peter to Constable Bondi to try and get a delivery out of
I
it.
think you're gonna have to do that. I don't wanna.
All right, that's perfectly fine. We can do that.
Yeah.
So we will cut the tape here, pretend you didn't see that half of the picture. And so we will.
I didn't. I wasn't
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's watching, it doesn't look like it, but for the record, we will pause here due to we need confirmation of better service to the property owner, and we will conduct that with Constable Bondi, get him to deliver to the owner. Probably expect this back in a couple weeks. I'll just give you 2 seconds here. We'll pause there. All right, back on the air, folks. We're gonna jump real quick to 39 Toilsome. This is the last item on your scorecards or your agenda. So this here was this is a one that was in front of you, Mr. Hearing Officer, on October 21st, 2020. This was for storage of a commercial trailer on a vacant property, both in a residential zone. It was continued to November 11th, but that was Veterans Day. So we sent a letter saying, hey, we're gonna have to fix that. It'd be today. And so initially went out there after our hearing and saw the trailer was still there. And just for get on the record, the property owner would not be here regardless. He is in Hawaii. We usually don't get owners that far away, but he has been corresponding with me. And I got a phone call message earlier this month in November saying basically things are taken care of. If you need anything, let me know. Aloha. So this was a inspection that was done on November 12th. And let's do it right here. Here we go. So this is my first photo coming up the street. It's a lot, the 2 lots are in joint ownership, 37 right here, and then 39 is on this side. Drive up a little farther, and lo and behold, some vegetation has been removed, cleaned up the property a little bit, and the trailer is no longer there. And one more photo to confirm that. This is where the trailer used to reside, or maybe a little bit over here, but it's not there anymore. So the violation is cured, hasn't been back. I actually did a quick drive-by yesterday, still not there. So we are recommending that the file be removed from the hearing process, be closed. The hearing officer, I believe, issued a contingency fine or a threatening fine of $600. We can take it or leave that.
It just said $600 fine. It didn't say what I was doing about it.
Well,
Let's see. I should be clearer, huh?
I mean,
Offer extension here. It's a contingency fee to ensure insurance. All right, so it was removed. Okay, so violation cured. I assume you'll just check periodically.
oh yeah.
Violation cured. So what do I say? Case dismissed.
Yep, case dismissed, and you can, on this case, we don't get to say it often, file closed.
Case dismissed. Contingent. Fine. Waived. Aloha. File closed.
Appreciate that. All right, so that there is 39 Toilsome. We are all set with that. And
This is all yours.
stop share, thank you. And we will pause very briefly. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the last item of the day, which is 20 Slocum Street, second to last, item 7 on the agenda. We will share screen again here. And here we go. So this is one that we had a previous decision on. It does have a lengthy history, so I could do the Reader's Digest condensed version, even though I've been told that I'm not really good at that. I'm more still Encyclopedia Britannica. So let's pull this open real quick.
So he wasn't here. He got notice?
He was here, actually.
So, oh, I'm sorry, he was here.
He was
Oh,
here.
I gave more on that. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, oral notice given on the 21st, the last time we saw this matter. Again, this was another one that was gonna go to Veterans Day, the 11th, but we had to get that changed to today. So this one was a,
So he got notice it was changed to today.
right. Well, trust me, he did, it's here. So here we go. This is what the issue was. It's made it look familiar. Has a really nice, I mean by my standards, a nice pavilion gazebo they built at the rear of his property. The problem with that was it was too close to the rear setback. Sometimes I wonder about these things, how they get complained upon, because his rear neighbor is the Danbury line for the railroad. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. But anyway, he had to be 10 feet off the rear property line. He called me on I want to say it was the 10th. And I went out there, he invited me for an inspection. And I guess pardon my editorial comment, poor guy just went out there and sliced off his extra feet. Reason I say poor guy, now his grill and his cooking setup is all exposed. As a fan of grilling, I can share his pain. So the only thing and the other thing that he had was on the opposite side of the house, which let me go through here real quick. There's the cutback. So you're facing the house, this is the left side. So on the survey, it's on the left side of the house. There was some parking in the front setback here. Basically from even with the house down to about the street line, that had to be removed as parking. So he did a walkway. So basically he did a walkway that connects the front doors to the side doors. That's perfectly legal. It's not considered parking. So this part of it is cured.
Right.
The only thing that he still would have outstanding is the structure itself does not have a permit. It does require one because it does have a
gazebo thing?
Yes, because it does have footings, it has a roof, creates a footprint. And also he would need to get this survey amended to show the current distance off of the rear property line. This is an older survey. This is before he cut it back. So that could take, it's gonna take a phone call to the surveyor, then he's gotta submit that to me, and then we gotta get him a permit. I believe the structure is under 200 square feet, so I'm not even sure he needs a building permit, just needs a zoning approval. He was made aware of this at the inspection that I did on the 12th. He met me there. That's why we thought he was gonna be here today. So I am okay with seeing as he did do what he promised with the walkway, and he did shave the roof off. Now, if he took it from the fence, which you can see on the survey, the fence is right there in front of the property line.
Right.
So if he took 10 feet from there, he's clearly in compliance. I just don't know that. So he would need to get that updated. Once he gets that updated and a permit, he's all set. I am comfortable with, because he listened to us the first time, continuing this a little bit. We have hearings scheduled in the near future. We have the 2nd of December, the 9th of December, and then I think we have we have 3 weeks. No, we have the 30th. We did one on the 30th.
Okay.
So I am comfortable with any of those. I will have to get a hold of him somehow. As you can tell, it's being a little difficult today. But I have gotten a hold of him in the past, and I will do my darndest to do it again.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna get these on my calendar.
Sure.
When's the next hearing?
The next one scheduled is the 2nd.
25th, we're not having one.
Right.
2nd is good, okay.
And the 9th?
Just a minute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, 2nd's all set. 9th, we're having one.
Right.
Okay. And then the next we have is the 16th. Is that?
We do not have anything scheduled at this point. We could put something there, but we do not have one scheduled at this point.
All right, I'm gonna You think you're gonna need it? You think you're gonna have?
As of right now, I don't have anybody, and any of the citations I send within the next week, I can put them on the 2nd or the 9th. So I don't need the 16th at this point.
Okay, so let's cross that out.
And then
No. Once you get it in here, it's fine, but it takes a minute to get it. Okay. Now I'm up to the 23rd.
I figured Christmas, we're in the Christmas spirit. We want to be handing out fines.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I had a case one time, I was sitting in court, it wasn't my case, but some woman's being evicted. And she's been, it's going for months and months and months, and she's a pain in the ass, and she's in court, and the company sends her lawyer down from Hartford, and
Yeah.
it's enough, Your Honor, let's get her out. And he said, Judge, listen, so you want her out by next week, you want her out by Christmas. Do you think I want my picture on the front page of the Hour saying, I threw a woman out in the street on Christmas? Your Honor, I'll come back in January.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be.
Okay, the 30th we're on for?
We do have one. I think we scheduled, it was just today. Lagana Lane from today is on the 30th. So that's the only item we have on the 30th at this point.
Okay, so we'll leave that on. And then we'll go into January. What do we, January 6th we got it?
No, we do. 15 Fifth Street we just did. That's January 6th.
Okay, we'll put that on as an actual hearing coming up. Okay.
And then as of right now, we do not have anything on the 13th.
Okay, so we'll just leave that open for the moment.
And then last but not least, we do have 2 scheduled for the 20th, 245 Wilson and 21 High Street from today.
Okay, so live for the 20th.
And that's it.
Okay, that covers this. All right, we're out there plenty of time. All right.
How do we want to, where do we want to put this one for follow-up?
Maybe there's something with this, let me, okay. So. Cut back his roof, did I say the fine was contingent? I'm gonna write down whether these fines are contingent or not.
Did we do a fine on those ones?
I said $150 fine.
I think that was because that's just what, I'll be honest with you, that's what's on every citation. I think we just did that to make sure something got done. If you want to leave it in place, that's good. I mean, if it worked once, just kind of like with that other one.
Okay, leave it on.
Yeah, just leave that in place and,
You give me wrong.
oh, sorry.
Okay. So what do I want to say? Violation.
And technically, violation continues. It doesn't have a permit for the structure.
Okay, violation continues, needs permit. $150 fine remains. The grass, we had something that, he fixed the grass.
Yeah, I think he offered to put grass there, but the walkway is acceptable as well.
Grass problem resolved by walkway. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
Okay, continued to, how long you want to give him?
The only hindrance he can do that would come up that I can remotely think of is if the surveyor is a little busy to get the survey adjusted, because he will have to go out there and take the measurement. We have what we have. We have I would say either the 9th probably wouldn't be good. So I would say the 30th. We don't have anything on the 60th. We do have one. So either the 30th or the 6th. Take your pick.
Let's do 12:30, since we're here anyway.
Yeah.
Need notice.
Yep. No, I'll do that. December 30th for 150 contingent, and what was 15 Fitch? That was 500 contingent. All right. This here, and all right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed the show. And whoever's here, which is nobody. All right, ladies and
Put us out on
gentlemen.
YouTube.
I know we gotta do something. We'll do better next time, folks. Take care and have a good Thanksgiving.